Shoulder complex anatomy, part 2. Planning to build those big deltoid muscles? First, you need to know about the anatomy of the shoulder. So stay tuned and keep watching this video. Hi everyone, this is boy Lil Z and welcome to another video about shoulder complex anatomy. But before anything else, if this is the first time you are watching my video, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to support my channel and to be updated for my upcoming videos. Also give a like, comment, and share this video to everyone at home. Suggestions, critiques, and donations are highly encouraged for the improvement of this channel. And also, if you want to know more about me, follow me on my social media accounts flashed on your screen. Links will be provided on the description box below. In this video, I want to share with you another 3 main points about the shoulder complex anatomy. In my previous video, I also shared with you 3 main points about the shoulder complex anatomy. Specifically, the definition of shoulder, the bones of the shoulder, and the shoulder joints. So, if you haven't watched that video, click the link above or go through the description box below. Number 1. The shoulder ligaments. As we all know, in general, a ligament plays a main role in stabilizing our bone structure. And in the shoulder, we have 5 ligaments. First, the glenohumeral ligaments. Glenohumeral ligaments provide a passive restraint to keep the humeral head in contact with the glenoid fossa. And it is divided into 3. First, the superior glenohumeral ligament. This ligament limits external rotation and inferior translation of the humeral head. The second is the middle glenohumeral ligament. This ligament limits external rotation and anterior translation of the humeral head. And take note, both superior and middle glenohumeral ligaments arises from the glenoid fossa and are inserted on the anatomical neck of the humerus. And the third division of glenohumeral ligament is the inferior glenohumeral ligament. This ligament arises from the glenoid fossa and is inserted on the humerus just beyond the lesser tuberosity, and has 2 portions, the anterior that limits external rotation and upward and anterior translation of humeral head, and posterior portion that limits internal rotation and anterior translation of the head of humerus. The second ligament of the shoulder is the coracohumeral ligament. This ligament runs from the coracoid process of the humerus, which covers the superior glenohumeral ligament, and it is divided into 2, the anterior and posterior portion. The anterior limits extension while the posterior limits flexion. But take note, both limit inferior and posterior translation of the humeral head. The third ligament of your shoulder is the transverse humeral ligament. This ligament keeps and holds the tendon of long head of the biceps brachii in the bicipital groove. The fourth ligament is the coracoclavicular ligament. This ligament runs from the clavicle to the coracoid process of scapula, and it serves to maintain alignment of clavicle in relation to the scapula. And fifth is the coracoacromial ligament, which runs between the acromion process and the coracoid process of scapula, preventing superior displacement of the humeral head. Number 2 is the shoulder muscles. As we all know in the previous point about the ligaments, most of it serves to prevent anterior translation of the humeral head. But that doesn't mean that your humeral head is easily dislocated posteriorly. Why? Because of the presence of the muscles of your shoulders. You see, there are lots of muscles in the shoulder joint. To easily understand and to easily familiarize these muscles, I will be grouping these muscles according to their action, location, and nerve supplies. First, according to their action. For shoulder flexors, we have pectoralis major, anterior deltoid, and coracobrachialis. For the shoulder extensors, we have latissimus dorsi, teres major and minor, posterior deltoid. Shoulder abductors, we have supraspinatus, middle deltoid, serratus anterior, and middle trapezius. For the shoulder adductors, we have pectoralis major, latissimus dorsi, and teres major. For the shoulder internal rotation, we have subscapularis, teres major, latissimus dorsi, anterior deltoid, and the pectoralis major. For shoulder external rotation, we have infraspinatus, teres minor, and posterior deltoid. For shoulder elevator, we have upper trapezius, levator scapulae, and the rhomboid major and minor. And for the shoulder depressor, we have latissimus dorsi, serratus anterior, pectoralis minor, and the lower trapezius muscle. Second, according to its location. Here I will be only giving you the major location of these muscles. For greater tuberosity of humerus, we have the insertion of the seat muscle, which is the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and the teres minor. For medial border of scapula, we have levator scapulae, serratus anterior, and the rhomboid major and minor. For lesser tuberosity, we have subscapularis alone. Bicipital groove, we have, for the lateral lip, we have the pectoralis major. For the medial lip, we have the teres major. And for the floor of bicipital groove, we have the latissimus dorsi. And third, according to its nerve supply. For medial pectoral nerve, we have pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. For axillary nerve, we have deltoid and teres minor. For lower subscapular nerve, we have teres major and subscapularis. For dorsal scapular nerve, we have levator scapulae and the rhomboid major and minor. And for the suprascapular nerve, we have supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscles. And in the shoulder, we have these four major or four famous muscles of the shoulder, which is called as the rotator cuff muscles or the seats muscle. These muscles are the following: supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and the subscapularis muscle. And the third main point is the supplies of the shoulder complex. As we all know, every structures of our body needs nourishment, and nourishment comes from the supplies from different vessels of our body, from the blood vessels, the nerve supply, and also the lymphatic vessels. And these supplies are important in order for these body structures to function. For the blood supply of the shoulder, mostly it comes from anterior and posterior circumflex arteries that are branches of axillary artery, and also suprascapular arteries. But we will not focus more on the blood supply. For the nerve supply, this is where we will be focusing more on this topic. The nerve supply of the shoulder complex is what we call as the brachial plexus, which arises from the anterior rami of the lower four cervical nerves and first thoracic nerves, and which extends from the spinal cord through the cervico-axillary canal in the neck, over the first rib, and into the armpit. So first we have the roots, the lower four cervical nerves, and the first thoracic nerve, C5, C6, C7, C8, T1. C5 is also called as the root for the dorsal scapular nerve, and C5, C6, C7 is the roots for the long thoracic nerve. So in the brachial plexus, it all started with the nerve roots, then it will go into the trunks, the three trunks, the upper, middle, and lower trunks, and it will be divided into divisions, anterior and posterior, and it will again be combined into cords, three cords, the lateral cord, the medial cord, and the posterior cord. The lateral and medial cord at the end will now form your median nerve. That's it for this video. Today we've learned a lot about the shoulder complex anatomy, the ligaments, the muscles, and the supplies of your shoulder complex. So I hope you've learned a lot from this video. Again, if this is the first time you're watching my video, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to support my channel. Also give a like, comment, and share this video to everyone at home. So God bless you all. See you soon on my upcoming videos. This is Boy Lil Z. Peace out.
Run.